Hey folks, welcome back to Other M. We are here in Sector 1, the Biosphere, and we need to go reconvene with the rest of the squad over at the Biosphere Test Center, the exam center, something along those lines. Because there should be some important information there that we, for whatever reason, cannot be relayed via radio. Let's save and get on our way. It's quite a trek, it'll take most of this episode. But that's alright, because Metroid is all about exploration. Yeah, 3-doodle, that sure means exploration right there. That map is a lot of exploration. Look, linear corridors. I'm gonna keep complaining about linear corridors, because that's all this frickin' is. Okay, here's actually something of interest. It's our first underwater section. Fairly brief, completely linear, of course. But basically, underwater sections have been around for quite a while in the Metroid series. Generally, it slows you down, it keeps you from jumping as high, and is overall pain in terms of navigation. And normally, at some point, you will get access to the gravity suit, which will allow you to function normally underwater. And, of course, Samus has the gravity suit right now, but because Adam hasn't authorized it, we will not be using it. Never mind that it actually is no potential danger to anything, ever. It just helps us move in water. Yeah. I'm sure if we asked Adam, he would be totally okay with it, but alas, such is not the case. Anyway, here in Other M, basically, all of Samus's movements and animations are cut to half speed, so basically any action she does will be twice as slow, including picking up items. So yeah. So like her getting hurt, the recoil animation will be twice as slow, the sense moves will be twice as slow. But overall, sense moves are the quickest way to move around, just because it is still quicker than walking. And there are plenty of fish enemies to move from. And this is another cool area where, like, the vines have taken over a facility, and I don't know if it's supposed to be filled with water, so it's like actual encroachment on the facility. Anyway, this is supposed to be a cool section where you ride on the movement mechanism and shoot the enemies as you're moving, and it's stylish. But you can take care of most of them before you even get moving, so the effect is somewhat lost. And here we are in the swamp area. As you can see, there are a number of different areas in the Biosphere. There's like the normal forest area, there's the plains area, there's the subterranean area, and the swamp area. And I think it's neat that there is that kind of diversity, since the other two sectors are pretty bland by comparison, or at least pretty binary. And why exactly they're forcing you through a water section, a mandatory water section, before you get the gravity suit, I'm not entirely sure. All it really does is serve to piss me off and make me angry at Adam that I haven't gotten access to the gravity suit, and it's all his fault. Or all Samus's fault, depending on who you like to blame. Anyway, clever use of the water level mechanics, I suppose. You hit a switch to lower level, and that actually allows you to actually move around and jump around. It's a simple use of the mechanic, but there's actually one little bit at the end where once it's trained you to use it, it does it in an actually pretty cool and stylish way. As we will see in a little while once I'm done floundering around underwater. Now, again, I'm not sure why there are switches on the bottoms of platforms activated by the charge beam that lower the water level. Doesn't seem like the best sort of design for a scientific facility. I mean, okay, here's the cool thing. Basically, you get to cause the water level to start rising. I said get the water level to start rising. Gosh darn it, come on. Get the water level to start rising. And then, during a short time window there, you can jump through that gap and start doing a wall jump. And that's actually pretty cool. I like that. Anyway, here's more of a marshy area. Lots of trees, lots of platforms here. See, this is a clever way of integrating technology and the nature, like making the trees serve both purposes. Also, these morphball tunnels are jerks, mostly because of those zoomers in them. Because basically, if you're moving, you will run into the zoomers so quickly that you really don't have time to react. And then also sometimes, like, it's easy to fall off there, and if you're going at top speed out, you may fall off of the platform that you're attempting to get to. Yeah, so you want to take it somewhat cautiously through these little pipes. I don't know. Also, you can't use concentration while you're in morphball mode, so it sucks. But yeah, take things slow, take it cautiously. Which is hard to do. It really is tempting to just boost through there as fast as possible. Because, I mean, what else is there to do? Anyway, deactivating that will piss off the Brontosaurus end creature thing. And I think this is a really cool arena to fight him in, because as you can see, his weak point is on his belly. But, spoilers, it will move around, it will flip over. And that helps integrate the various platforms on the trees into the combat situation. So you can use the level geometry from both a navigational puzzle aspect and a combat sort of perspective. Anyway, these guys deal just enough damage to put me at one energy unit, which is nice for me. It just means I have to get a little play things safe, I guess. But yeah, shoot missiles at the weak point, and that's basically it. The gimmick of the fight is get either to high or low ground, depending on where the weak point is currently. So it's clever. It makes you move around. You can't just take pot shots from a distance. Unless you totally can, I don't know. But the kind of issue with these guys, that is an issue with a lot of enemies, is that they do take a long time. Like, they take more hits than they deserve. And you get the idea of their pattern, you understand it, and it just becomes tedious. And spoilers, this isn't the last time we fight them, so it gets a little repetitive and dull and terrible. These guys did not warrant as much screen time as they got. Also, charge shots work pretty well against them, just so you know. I just like missiles because they're explosive. Now, one thing you see me do a lot, kind of in previous, you saw me doing it during the bug boss fight in the last video, but also here, is dodging in first person. It's something that I'm not sure they ever tell you can do. Definitely not in-game, possibly in the manual. But when you're like that, and the glow around your visor turns green, you can shake the Wiimote, and Samus will do a sense move dodge. It's a useful thing to know. Well, gee, those sure two actions were sure, like, correlated. I don't know why killing that organism caused the elevator to open. I don't know. And there we go, save point. It's nice to have that right after the boss fight, rather than right before. Because, you know, in case you lost the boss fight, you know, I mean, you wouldn't want to go back to a save point right before it. That'd be dumb. Actually, there are so many hidden checkpoints in the game that save points are almost, like, pointless, basically. Because if you lose a fight, you'll basically usually go back to the beginning of the room. Oh, you dick. I think Zoomers are actually one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, because you never really pay them much mind, and then they stab you with their backs. It's backstabbing in a different sort of way. Okay, seriously, did the scientists come equipped with charge beams? Is that how the bottle ship operated? I'm very confused. Anyway, let's run down long linear corridors, paying no mind to anything. And it's time for a triple threat. Rather than fighting two and then kill one and then another one appears, let's have three at once, because that is somehow different. But yeah, these guys, still not really a threat. If you've gotten a hold of the Overblast and the Lethal Strike, they will be of very little trouble to you. Like, ta-da, look at that. And then dash up to them, and they're dead. Pretty simple. Got some more observation tanks here. And hello, you saw. Look at that. Look at that. I wonder what good that does. I actually don't remember. I don't think. It's probably for items again. Anyway, you remember that last fight with the Brontosaurus spider creature? Well, have I got a treat for you. Look, it's another one. Except it's interesting this time because there's only one raised platform rather than a bunch, so you have to only go to one raised platform rather than a bunch. I was sick of it the first fight. Another fight isn't gonna make me warm up to the idea anymore. I mean, these are cool enemies. It's a cool design. It's like a wood dinosaur or spider creature that flips around. But it's just, they take so many gosh darn hits, and it's like, ugh. And of course the door's locked until we kill it. Actually, I think it's locked for a different reason this time. But something else is deactivated until we kill it. For some reason. Now I understand that having doors lock until you kill all the enemies in the room is a standard video game trope. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense in this context. There's one thing in like a Zelda game where an enemy is holding a key, and then you kill it and you get the key and then you can unlock the door. But it's another thing where it's a research facility where you probably wouldn't want to be locked in a room with an animal that's trying to kill you. Like, just thinking, I don't know. It's not like these guys can fit through doors, so you wouldn't be worried about it escaping. You can tell any escape measures probably didn't help much with those, like, chameleon dudes, so... Yeah, we're still fighting this guy, by the way. Yeah, one issue is that their legs like to get in the way. But just keep firing, you'll get it eventually. Anyway, because he's dead, we can now safely go over here and ride this guy. There we go. It seems like they could have some sort of intense on-rails action shooty adventure here on one of these mechanics, but I don't think we ever have anything like that. Anyway, time for more morph ball shenanigans, and the same rules apply. Move with caution, because those zoomers, I believe, will come and annoy you. See, there's one there. And I think there's like an item hidden there in normal mode. And I don't know how I just passed through this guy. I don't know. I was confused when I played, and I'm still confused. You know, one of these days we're gonna have a legitimate maze for the morph ball. You know, like a morph ball maze, so to speak. Actually, we never get anything like that. And it's terrible. You know how much I like morph ball mazes. If you watched my Prime playthroughs, you know that I really like them. None of the sort. And we are almost to the exam center. We just have a few more rooms to get through. And they're completely nondescript. Look, there are things in tubes. And we can just safely ignore all of them. Let's just go. And there's the exam center. I can't wait to cross this big empty field. Oh look, I don't even have to do it. The game does it for me. Because they don't want you exploring that big empty field. You know, they gotta make sure that you go in. And yeah, welcome to the exam center. I really dislike this area because most of it operates in terrible tank controls, and there's absolutely nothing of interest anywhere. Like, there are no enemies, just a bunch of corridors. Oops, a dead end. I should have gone the other way. Non-linearity, people. Yeah, I don't know what that is. And uh-oh, it's orange. That means it's locked. What are we gonna do? We're gonna look 2 inches to the side. Oh man, that sure was a puzzle. Crisis averted, everybody. You can all calm down. I know you were all very worried. And yeah, that was basically the most interesting thing in the exam center. That takes care of my commentary for this episode. There's about to be a bit of a cutscene. So that takes care of that, and I will see you guys next time.
Hey, Samus.
Hi.
Where's Lyle?
Looks like he's late. Huh?
Hey. The CPU seems to have self-destructed. The central system is broken into parts, but I think I might be able to restore it and recover some of the data. Let's try it.
Like the CO said, there might be some pretty crucial information hidden here. Well, while Maurice here is working his magic, the rest of us should search this building. Am I right?
Got it.
Hey, Princess. Does this view bring back any memories? Yeah. Looks like the training grounds of the Galactic Federation.